welcome to today's broadcast of Unique Online TV. We are broadcasting all the way from Waterloo. This is the program that seeks to educate, entertain, inform, and keep you updated with religious, economic, social, and societal, tradition, technology, and world affairs that have to do with the past, the present, and then the future. The program is What You Think You Know. In today's broadcast, we are looking at infidelity in a romantic or marital relationship between a man and a woman. Discussing this, I have two eloquent and vibrant individuals that have gained a wealth of knowledge in both kinds of relationships, and they are here to share and educate us on why infidelity in romantic or marital relationship. At this juncture, I would like to switch to have a mix of our language where we will bring in what we call Creole and English for the message to be understandable by all and sundry. Now, inside the studio, I get Mr. Abdul Karim Manskanu, who happen to be a human rights activist, a blogger, and a national orator, and Madam Crispina Louise Taylor, who happen to be a woman rights activist, meaning he dey talk on behalf of women them, and also a media practitioner wherein in the work in a radio and then in a journalist. Both of you are welcome to today's broadcast of Unique Online TV and the program What You Think You Know.
Thank you very much.
We can look at infidelity in a romantic or marital relationship. Of course, we would like to distinguish the two between a romantic or a marital relationship. But for the listening and the viewing pleasure of we viewers them, I would like to start from the woman because always say ladies first. Now, in this case, what exactly would they refer to as infidelity? When they say infidelity, what exactly would they look at here?
Well, infidelity gets plenty definitions, and I think say the most simple one we go take, we go say infidelity na an act of cheating in a marital or sexual relationship. Acts of cheating, it can be sexual or other way. Plenty kind infidelity day. It can be either be sexual or non-sexual, but not infidelity in a relationship. That a marital relationship, we almost say na legally wedded relationship, and a romantic relationship, we know say two people that we doing together, we know they say then two people that are doing the date for a long time now, they are in a relationship, though they're not married it, but we know say now then two people that are so they together. So any act where they like sabotage that relationship, we call her infidelity.
Thank you very much. Looking at infidelity in a relationship, you being a man, we possibly don't go through one or two kind of relationships. How you can describe infidelity in a relationship?
Yeah, infidelity in a way, you do something where they against the rules we want to establish inside the relationship or inside the marriage. Like for example, of course, infidelity purely they talk about marriage, and when you do extramarital affairs inside your relationship, and like for instance, having a discussion with somebody, we get for do with sex or relationship discussion with somebody out of we not to you man, and also having a kind of a feeling with somebody we not to you man, you get any kind of feelings then you also get some kind of clandestine discussions. So we get for do something like relationship, and that's infidelity. You also get something we get for do even when money say for when I get a house, you hide them from you person. That is infidelity from your perspective.
Looking at infidelity of late, we get research we don't go on from the viewers them proper understanding. We get this relationship we would refer to as marital relationship, and this is a relationship between a man and a woman. Now we look at here, we get different types where we say man to man, woman to woman, but we look at man to woman here. And recently they made for understand say 40% of the relationship then when a marital relationship, woman then they cheat. 40% of the women they cheat in a marital relationship. What are you take on that side there? What exactly you get for say that you being a woman? If you say this research so biased to woman as woman, or if you say it's a fact.
Well, me and a woman, so like I will always look at them as a bias.
Okay.
You say in a research and it shows say 40% out of 100% of women they cheat in a relationship, in a marital relationship.
Of course.
And we get to know say plenty factors, plenty things then they can lead to infidelity.
Of course.
And we also see say infidelity they in different kinds of category.
Of course.
You get different types of infidelity. Mm-hmm. We get financial infidelity. We get cyber infidelity. We get plenty other ones.
So you support to this that it is true that women are cheating more than men in their relationship in terms of marriage business, or if you say the reports or the research not in favor of women?
Yeah, it's actually in favor of women.
Okay.
Because if you want to say that percentage of women, then I'm not going to tell you say no, it not they happen, but I will tell you say the percentage look biased.
Look biased. Of course, if you look at a holistic concept, we are looking at 100% here. So it means the research in favor of women, then we get 100%, 60% of the man they cheat, and then 40% of the woman they cheat. What are you side on that kind of report?
Yes, for me, I want to tell Lois the research in favor, because you have 100%, side 40% say women then they cheat, which means the 60% will be pushed to men.
Yeah.
That is obvious. Of course, for me, when I look at, I don't know the parameters we then use for come at this particular research,
okay,
and within they're able for, look at in terms of coming about to this relations, to this particular result. But however, to some extent, we meet certain man. I don't see. Plenty times we and men they cheat and more than men. But also, like you already say, there are so many factors really contribute to that. Of course, and men and women are just two different things in terms of relationship, in terms of marriage. Of course, man can just go out and go get another extramarital affairs with a woman. They give no better excuse, probably just for satisfying sexual desire. Unlike women they go out and get extramarital affairs for a couple. That is why women don't just allow any man for sex, and any woman will allow any man for sex. And there is a reason. That is why if you, as a man, you will listen to me, you will watch me now. Anytime as you get sexual relationship with women, so in the final say the woman in love they increase more than you, more than the man. It tells you they don't just sex you. Anytime a woman accepts you, say they sex with you, which means they don't connect with you. And that is why they don't just sex like that. For us, I can be having multiple sex partners, but I get me wife, I get special person who are like me love not they transfer to them. And as for women, they don't get sex with other person. In love, they transfer to that person, even when they're married. Like you say, they don't just get sex just because they want to have sex. They get sex because of so many reasons. And then one of them because women sometimes don't communicate. The society don't make women know they communicate. For instance, even if they're in the house, they get satisfaction in terms of the sex. They prefer to keep quiet. That is how the society be. Unlike in recent times, they see women, they come forward and tell a man, say, please, this is what you do to me for me able to get sexual satisfaction. But previously, or before now, women not they too bold for come out and say, I want to get sex. This is what you should do to me for like I be able to get satisfaction. So they go prefer them go do them outside rather than for come and start telling man. There are so many things. Most women they are materialistic. If they can't get the support when they're supposed to get it, not the financial support, they want this. That is how women are. They want this today, they want this today. If they can't get that kind of support, that will make them sometimes go out. And when they go out, not just because they want to, but because there are certain things we like. Like you rightly say, there are so many types of infidelities. Of course, you talk about the cyber, where you do have get us communication. relationship communication with somebody online. You have physical infidelity, where you can have sexual intercourse with somebody. It can be cuddle, it can be kissing, it can be, so many things. You also have, and of course, I don't talk about the cyber infidelity. We get for do it online. You get so many other ones there. We get for do it as we go. I get for they bring them out.
Okay, that takes us to the types of infidelity, and one of them I will bring out now, opportunistic infidelity. What would they refer to as opportunistic infidelity? And we get what we refer to as obligatory infidelity, and then we get romantic infidelity, and then we get conflicted romantic infidelity. That takes us to where you connect with us, and then we get commemorative infidelity. All this now, other kind of infidelity will take place within marriages. But don't look at opportunistic infidelity, when most times can make woman then the go. We need to look at men then purely in terms of opportunistic infidelity. But most times, woman can move or can be carried away by opportunity. Why so easily that can happen among women?
You're correct, but I just want to clarify one point. Women can most of the times get carried away by these opportunistic infidelity. But for say men then engage into that even and for clear that party that said men then also they involve into opportunistic infidelity.
Of course, it's so rare compared to women.
You want to say but like now this age and day we then it don't become rampant, rare again for men that side for indulging that. Okay, what think it happen where women then can go into this? Let we see now, this day and age where we day into, so now, we all the country as a whole, everybody they cry, things are hard. You even the work in an office, you even get business, you get other things the way they do, but people they still they cry, say things are hard. And for instance, you get the opportunity for come across somebody when think say the person they up there, they out there, we get the opportunity to money or whatever you think so you need. And so some people can take advantage of that pastor. Well, we can use this phrase, use what I get, forget what I want. Yeah, that they come into play. That this person there now, he able give me this, if he able make I reach that level they want for me, not just an opportunity for reach that side. So the person the person wants from you sex, and you agree for giving. You go use them for each get the opportunity.
In the broader lens, looking at opportunistic infidelity, what he go come in as a man for contradict within the woman they say.
Yeah, rightly they talk about men also they engage into opportunistic and infidelity, which is very, very more correct. But it's so rare for us as men. One of the things where we do these days, now for instance, we will look at women because we don't just want to bring somebody in the house just like that. We are looking at what can you bring on the table. Okay. You understand? So probably a lot of people they misunderstand and say it's an opportunity we are looking for. Okay. But for us, we are looking because gone are the days where the responsibilities for man a home or for take care for responsible for a home all rested on the man. But right now, of course, you see that is why even when you in a street, when you meet up a woman, after we ask her name, the next way they ask her which they do. It is about not just about opportunity, it's about which instead will bring her into because I'm not going for bring her ability. Of course, in terms of opportunity, women are more dig into that one day. Like for instance, if you are in a relationship, let's say if man pack motorcar now, the more women where they come to him, they compare to where woman get motorcar. Where woman pack motorcar, most times most men they run away from her because then they feel say that particular person is too high. But for us, and man they said they're afraid for go. Unlike them, they like the opportunity because they want to attach themselves to the car or to the probably the thing will make the man. That is why you see them coming. So in terms of opportunity, women are more in that area. Okay. That is why they tell you if you don't get money, if you don't get this, if you don't get certain fame, if you don't get this, I'm not going to associate myself with you. Okay. You understand? Mm-hmm. So for me, as a man, we are not looking at it that way. We are looking at what the woman can bring on the table.
So meaning you look at 50-50 here in another angle.
No, we are in fact 80-20. Okay. Men are 80. Women are 80% looking for opportunities in relationship than for us as a man.
Okay, so it is 80-20.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. That takes us to somewhere, to another kind of infidelity we refer to as romantic infidelity. And one kind possibly very much so much focus that I like romanticism, and most times I like women with beautiful. And do you think romanticism is a key factor for women to cheat instead of men? Because most times men are looking out for maximum satisfaction from women as far as their relationship is concerned, as compared to women looking out for men. So if you say romantic infidelity, why that they come into play? For us get some romantic infidelity between a man and a woman. Why as a woman?
Well, many a times if just like I say, you, Namanwe, you prefer or you like beautiful women.
Of course.
And you, na person, way day into that romantic aspect of a relationship.
Course. Yeah.
And we see some people, just like our brother, we say earlier on, not to every woman able to speak out.
But now, why? But why women do they speak out? Why? Not there for break that chain.
Yeah.
Wherein the silence on the women's side.
When I will try for this.
Good.
But we get this average relationships, this average marriages, homes, where that woman, maybe they against in culture or in background that this is something where enough of voice out to a husband. And then they a very key aspect where can push the woman out for who gets an extramarital relationship because it experience what it lack in own relationship at home, it get under. So if prefer for this so quietly, they get them outside, they do them outside instead of voicing it out until it becomes a problem where maybe the husband therefore know about them or anybody close to the husband, then that's come to the light, to the opening until he therefore people able to say, well, now this not been the problem, or now this not the problem, now this push me. This man not to do A, B, C, and D. This man they lacking in this area. So I get so carried away or I get so tempted and this happened. So we find out say Dan is another aspect, another factor. Plenty things that they can be lacking in relationship them as women, but not to all them will be able to see them. Sometimes you can try for see them in different ways. Where sometimes the man will pick up, sometimes the man will realize. They will know say, okay, maybe now because of this reason, may I change this, like do this way. But many times we can look at except the man no say that this, but it's not just one for no, and no one take that seriously. Because many times the man they don't take the woman seriously, no one you
okay, that's take that again will carry go somewhere. Looking at men and religion to say here. And in Islam it is categorically stated that you being a man go in for a woman where you get maximum satisfaction from. You know why? Because Islam doesn't condone divorce. So you being a man here and looking at romantic infidelity, what do you take on that side?
Yeah, like we don't start an issue. We have culture, we have norms, we have certain patterns, we have certain beliefs, there are certain things we will not communicate and with women enough for so. And of course, women can go in terms of if they get a certain man we know romantic, instead of they come out and tell and say this is what you should do. I mean, it will prefer it go outside. That has been the challenge. That has been the challenge in most homes, in most marriages, because people know they speak up. That has been the problem. Because when you speak up, you create a way for learn, you create a way for find ways how to for better marriage. So that has been missing. Of course, divorce. Nobody knows one for divorce. But I can tell you that majority of the divorce where they come at the home now because people know they speak up. People know they speak up, especially women then. Of course, people know romantic. Of course, I myself can be as a very good example. Of course, There was a time when somebody tell me, so, okay, I love you, but these are the things we women like. Of course, you understand? Women like surprises. Women like so many things. Like you don't just see a woman, like for example, you go buy phone for you can't get am say no my phone this way. You understand? You know the value. You know they feel like say that is romantic. So when sometimes if you don't go buy phone, just wrap her somewhere. Not even tell her, just write something there. You say, I know you will love this. This is for you from your husband. So even when you not get where they meet them, they feel that kind of that is the kind of thing where women they feel is as far as romantic relationship is concerned. So for them, it's different from us. You understand? For we now, and that is why for we as man, then there are certain things that we ask you as far as relationship is concerned. We're not able to comment that, but women. They are very, very more conscious about certain things where they happen. They are romantic. They like things when they are romantic. They like somebody where they pamper them. When you pamper them, you become people who will be part of them.
Looking at romanticism and looking at woman being romantic, that's one of the essence of the Bondo society. And I make for understand, say the Bondo society is a training ground wherein they train women then when and how to take care of the husband. So why a woman go grow from that age and then he gets into married and then he not able to satisfy the husband except the husband needs to go somewhere else and look out for maximum satisfaction. If you say that are some lapses at the school of the Bondo society where possibly now they orientate the woman then better enough for say this is what you have to do. This is nothing for do to your man, so that your man will get satisfied as far as the bed is concerned. There are women who are very much beautiful, but they are not good in bed. So if you say that now one factor where it's supposed for the man and cheat and go out, you so?
For me, that is just one aspect. Of course, a lot of people base when they talk about being romantic, it's about sex. It's about sex. That is how a lot of people will only base sex. And so when they talk about romantic business in terms of relationship, but it goes beyond that.
Of course, yes.
You understand? Even sometimes, hugging your lady. When last, because some of we say, when last we look at your boss, we will like and tell and say, I love you. When last we do that? For tell somebody where you like, you say, I love you. Or sometimes probably you go to market, you go see one fine fly, say, this is for you, I love you. You buy certain things where, they need. Probably the woman, a hold something, you can say, come honey, this is not for you. You take her, from that side, you pamper her, you feel like, you make her feel like be like a queen. When last you do that? So it goes the sex is just one aspect, but there are things again we surround, we involve in terms of somebody. Of course, we talk about that. The things that we talk about traditional society, that is no more. That is why you see somebody put somebody today, then pull on tomorrow. So there is no chance for the person able for land the things that we're supposed to land inside the society. Unlike previously 1 month, 2 months, it's a kind of a ground,
a breeding ground for women.
A platform where they nurture women, telling them how to take care of their husband, how to even man their home. But that is no more. So for me, it goes beyond that. And let's really look at it that way, because a lot of women are against it this way. So let's look at it how romantic we can be, with or without that way. So again, the society, a lot of people, the home society come out. Who say they see Papa no waiting a romantic. You understand? They don't know waiting a romance. They don't know how for even take care of a woman. Where she come on or where she can help the money. Even the chop money she way they even now. That is a very nice way. A romantic way they for put down money, the honey, But somehow the money they're not able to. So because picking them, then grow that strike, there is every likelihood that then will grow and behave that kind of way. We then get woman by the same way they treat the woman. They become so romantic. So that's why it is important for let love flow in our home so that the picking and going for complete.
So looking at romantic infidelity, it's one thing we very much key as far as relationship business is concerned. And you being a woman here, and I believe say is going to be an advocate for another women outside there. Please say it could be a minus to one side for make una not able for create that platform for a man wherein the man will miss the home. And sometimes when you being a woman, you are not romantic and you deal with a man that goes. Sometimes the man, they even miss the home where you know they. Because there is nothing romantic happening. That can me brother man they explain. Because romanticism is not just based around sex. So waiting are other things and where you go look at where if it's in a romantic something, where woman them need for bringing into the relationship so that they go maintain and stay in the relationship. What are those things where if it's for bringing so that the relationship not go be that's always be cheating around?
Well, Unatu don't make something very clear that this being romantic or allowing you marriage or your relationship for being romantic, not centered around sex.
Of course.
So now that point there we can miss. We can miss that point that for being romantic in
so una the woman there.
Yeah, many women in the miss them, some men they say they miss them. That for being romantic is all about sex. It's just how you have sex with this lady or this man that makes it romantic. No. The simplest way of communicating in a relationship, in your marriage, now an act of being romantic. Right? Just like how my brother say, even the chop money for give the woman for cook. You can do romantically. Sometimes waiting you use for cook that day they not available, but you get something where you willing for less and where you are for less. You can say very nicely with love and fun and everything. That woman can understand. But that just in that other way, that strict way, I don't put the money there. The woman go and check her, not to wait till you use for left set. So even if you get issue, you get challenged, they will understand that moment. The next way they come blah blah or argument. Because he don't feel offended that he look at, not even left the money for left set, you don't think that they go. You see, the next thing, now confusion. Now, plabber and misunderstanding. So even the simplest communication at home, and just like how my brother said, the beginning, they grow up in that atmosphere. If you not get picking them, then they grow up in that atmosphere. Now that kind of way of life, they imitate. Because when they grow up, they don't experience and say, my mama and my papa, now so every day. Even when that average life they live, they don't get to anything, but all the love, then at the home, peace, then at the home. And now at that point, same they miss. Because with relationship then now, it's all based on sex and materialism. So many times we get conflict with things that we're not supposed to get conflict with. And at that point, say plenty women can miss that for sabi say for talk to you man that quite polite way, even if you know with infidelity in the marriage, in the relationship, with infidelity, ways that means that I go about it. The next person will say, way it can even beat the man in imagination. Say, this woman with all this is still continue for being this kind of way, this kind of romantic loving, like say something can't go. That necessarily be a factor for pulling man from compatibility. That infidelity, the way you know engaging. Because if you know about that, they come home all the time, now get this heated conversation because it can't late. Even if you try to give excuse, whether excuse genuine or not genuine, but you don't try to see reason or say, okay, let me use the other path. You find out, say, the solve. The infidelity not the solve, it just increase. Because some man ask the woman vex or talk, you don't get the ticket for body more than if you try the other way around. If you do something, you find out say you get the same result all the time. Change and make you see if you use another way, if you go work. Try to see if you try to be romantic. Let yourself try to find out the problem. Okay, waiting. Me and this man will get a very good sexual life. So I'm not thinking of sex, they can go to sleep. I try other avenues. So then where they talk to guy no like. Now that they get by my streets. Sometimes if they come, you see one or two things when they go down with a boy, no able voice out. Not a woman and no more can voice out things in the relationship. Okay. Man themselves. So man can if far for keep and quiet and go out there and see if he can get what he wants. Just like for experience out there. And unfortunately for if you go out there and experience it's good for just to continue. Whilst some man he can talk. He could tell you saying that this and all that, this and all that, this and all that.
Yeah, like me, that kind of man where they always talk. For anything you do in a relationship and all okay with, I talk. And they say I'm not like A, B, C, and D. Well, because I like forget perfection.
Some
right?
man not talk. You get some man where you get this archive where like hearts where they keep wrong. They keep the wrongs of the woman. You know the voice about to No, if you can ask and then they don't go on, then this thing can escalate. The person intervene now for us say, hey, well, waiting at the problem. That's when they begin
explain all the things that we don't
5
do.
years back.
So that again takes us to one thing we mentioned in statement just now. He mentioned one key thing where they as one of the reasons then we make some of the man them and some of the woman them can involve in infidelity. That's now unhappiness. There are men, they're not happy at all in their relationship. There are women, they're not happy. The father say the man get money, they provide some basic things for the home, but the woman is not happy. It's not because, like he mentioned, it's not always they around sex. Sometimes even there are homes. If you go there, the man gets in iPhone, he gets in this, the woman gets in, they not even get a common ground for keep company. They need to keep company. So sometimes these are some things that where some women then lack in their relationship, where sometimes they push them to go out. What do you get for say towards that?
Yeah, you get certain people, certain man, they wait in certain homes. Where you say, it tell goodbye, say, I they go. Everybody, including the beginning, the woman, everybody they glad. Where the man say, I they come, I they go patrol, or I they go travel, go somewhere else. Everybody they glad. This simply tell you, say, the person, that man in that house is just a kind of a tiger, a tyrant, or whatever. But if you get at the host, how you gonna say this person is very romantic, he treats a woman, right? Or he tell a woman goodbye, say, I'm traveling, everybody say, daddy, I mean to miss you, daddy, this and that. You did not say something like, peace and very good relationship that exists in that community.
So, I want to just have a holiday. What if you say the man them or the woman they need for do forget like na a sweet home now you talk about so sometimes they go say in a home wherein the woman they call the man daddy the man say they call the woman mommy mommy daddy like you say most times mommy daddy homes
some homes the wife they call the husband daddy the husband they call the wife mommy yes. But still they suffer in silence. There are many homes like that.
Remember, say you watch Unique Online TV, and this is the program we name What You Think You Know. We'll go for a short break, and then we'll be back.
Instead of you to take your books and read, you decided to commit crimes. Anyway, I'm here to introduce our first timer here.
Welcome back to your program we name What You Think You Know, and this is now Unique Online TV with the broadcast all the way from Waterloo, Western Area, rural district headquarter town. And in the program today we'll look at infidelity in a marital or romantic relationship. In the opening statement here, you will see me guest and don't say why infidelity they take place in a relationship we call cheating. That is when the man or the woman they do something else where the relationship not call for. And we don't say one or two things we make such thing they happen at the relationship. Now we can't continue the ball rolling. And at this point, Madam Lois, I want you come inside. We don't say so many things where they make people they involve into infidelity. And just now don't read some statistics as compared to man and woman then. Now let's look at overcoming infidelity. Now for making it not happen in a relationship, what are the things then where the woman need for do so that the man no go out?
Well, the very first thing, the woman for try for establish a very good communication between he and the partner. It can be your husband, or if not a married relationship, your partner where you don't deal with for some time, and una they hope for letting the relationship go into a marriage one. The first one, if you try for establish a very good a communication between the two, the possibility is very slim for one of una try for go into infidelity. I'm not saying not possible. I say the possibility very slim.
Okay.
Because you get some relationship where that they exist, but you can see one person tend for involve into an extra relationship where you go begin to think waiting at the problem. But if you find out at the end of the day, if you get to the bottom of it, you will not say something go wrong somewhere, because it just can't happen without any reason. And not they justify say if it happen.
Okay.
Of course, we know no one's for going to infidelity or no one exist now in relationship, but some factors, some reasons can they. Though we know they justify and we can make some people then go into that. So first and foremost, if we try for establish that very good communication, like if you go to some homes, if you meet some people where then they still they exist, where don't they into relationship for ages. If you you meet the two people they don't have like system or now. Then they talk about anything and everything. Nothing or the way not taboo for them for talk about. Nothing or the way I go think say if I talk about her, it go get second thoughts. It go feel say because of this make I say so. Day between them. So if I find out say that kind of relationship that they thrive very well. Because if I don't get taboo for talk to you as my husband or my partner, I don't get anything what they afraid for tell you. I don't get anything what they hide from me. I don't get secret. We so transparent. But we find out say this day and age all day is very difficult. That partner there must get something where one person they hide from a company. Either in money, in a bank, sometimes we don't set up a private bank account. Without a partner knowledge, we will say that's safe na infidelity, na financial infidelity. As long as you don't hide the money or your source of income or waiting for me partner, na infidelity. We find out say that they happen. Where you will get one or two person who will talk say, not all man for about you. Or that man in Padilla and go tell and say, you know you go tell woman all thing, you not able to do something, if one thing you not tell woman. So as that begin coincide, so you find out say you not act again for hide infidelity. You were able to cover because if simple small things there we will need for share, you're able for cover and then you're able for succeed for either. You're going to infidelity now, full fledged, and we still say that can be a problem. That now one thing for establish for try for communicate well. If you not get nothing way they afraid for talk to the man, but where the man self now somebody where the reason very well, he not go see and say okay because on Monday. If a woman tell her say, I passed Yana last week. Somebody just come out of the blue, he can ask me this question or tell me so. Some man they jealous crazily. They figure out say, now wait till you feel for tell me, you tell me. Sometimes something transpire more than that. So if I find out say the next time the woman no go get mind for tell her. If it's something more than that happen, because you go say that when I be genuine, I tell you. Or I tell them, look how he react. So this now just keep quiet.
So most times women can tell them partner if somebody meets in a street and tell and say in one time, for example, if he come home again they tell the partner.
Yeah.
But again somebody can talk say now where you know once that Monday, then make he can't tell you. If the man in once you know can't tell you, you just continue the relationship.
Well,
so you see all those perceptions.
Yeah,
now that's come to you being the man here. And this is a relationship where we talk about here. Either boyfriend girlfriend relationship or marital relationship. What if he say the man for do so that he will combat infidelity in a relationship?
Yeah, let's start with what you say. We talk about communication, which is so important. There should be an open communication. There should be a platform for open conversation. Not just the open conversation, because there are people who want open conversation, but the platform is not there. So, the woman or the man for also give a platform for let there be an open communication. There are certain things you don't need. People they bring in things that they don't need, especially for women. I want this, I want that. Probably at that material time, the man not able to afford them for you. So there's a difference between wants and need. So until you begin cut out some of them wants and they will concentrate, okay, let me pair with what I want. You understand? But how that can happen? The man for always they tell the woman this not this not that. Like for instance, you have some people in a relationship and they pretend for as if money they we money not they. You understand? You are creating an impression in the relationship, which means you are not just being honest. So honesty is again is another problem. Honesty, people not honest. They go tell you say this and this they happen, at the end of the nothing they happen. So when you raise the hope of women, you raise them up. Where at the end of the expectation, they're not able to meet to that hope. You create a room for men and go out. If you not get open the conversation, tell them saying that this not there, this not there. Everybody will be able to understand. But let's keep hoping. Let's keep hoping. But again, as a man, let there be a direction which side the woman attention will go to. Women like hope. Even if you not get, give them a direction. Say, okay, at the end of this, we are going to get this, or we man they work, we man they this and that. That is a direction where you don't direct the woman home. But there are certain women, if they go blindly, there is no sense of direction. They don't even know which side they go. There is a tendency for men to go because then they see there is no. But if the person they work, you get a sustainable income, you will not say at the end of the month, the man will able to forget everything. Another thing again, truthfulness. Some people are not truthful, then they lie. As man, you're not supposed to lie inside the relationship. When you lie, you create a room for the infidelity comes in because the woman goes, this now, he didn't lie. Anytime we tell you blue and green, he didn't tell you. So when you come with them kind of thing in the relationship, you create a room for let the person go away out of the relationship. Another thing again is avoiding people for come inside of a relationship, which is also very important. As a man, always try for make sure she's able to handle issues them at the home. Make sure she's able to handle them. Step forward. Of course, we are religious people, we are traditional people. All of the tradition, they say the man is the head. As a man, you get to get strategic thinking and strategic for provide strategic leadership in the home. When you provide that, you avoid infidelity inside the relationship. Another thing again is having too many. There are certain, of course, the phone. And outsiders, a lot of people get time with their football match, a lot of people get time with their phones, they get time with their job more than the woman self. They go to the office, they with computer. They can house back at the time when they're supposed to get time with the woman. You always think, hey, I get work one way before done our office, I can't, you are, which means you are not giving your time to the relationship. So you are creating room for the woman. And women are people who just need people the way they get inside. The smallest time where you can, now where you go so. So when you are providing all of that, okay, you are also making. And a lot of people again, some guys, there should be no secret. There should be no secret. You understand? Let there be an open communication. Let secret know there. You get certain home, like waiting Lois they see. You will keep money and others sorry the woman, not they know or the man not they know. You are creating problems for yourself because the way you know, it will begin to say this man not trust me, this man why they hide, it will begin to create suspicion. So it's also important for that we know that. So as a man, you get for try to make sure you know your responsibility. Another thing again is to know your responsibility as a man. What is my responsibility? And for the woman again, the woman is supposed to know your responsibility. I've seen women in a relationship, in a marital relationship, where they renege on their responsibility. Like for instance, for the even with the bedroom, it's your responsibility as a woman for let you take care of them. You understand? Even though not to power party, the way it's the man says supposed to come in. But when you begin to allow maid or outsider for always they come and begin to take care of that bedroom, that is why infidelity comes in. As the man comes and tell the person again as a housewife or as a housemaid or whatever, when she begins he will begin to tempt himself. For the serve you man, it's your responsibility for serve you man. Don't allow any other person to do that. When you begin to create room for that, you create a room for extramarital affairs. Your man again, you have a responsibility. You are providing leadership. Make sure say which is supposed to let the picking and open the street. Of course, I've seen women will like their man so much, but then go out and go bamboos because the man will for provide for the kid, and the woman will want something for provide for the kid for that day. And the beginning, everybody they cry, and sometimes one of them when the beginning they cry for food or certain thing, not to the woman and they go to.
Sure.
When they go to the woman, and the woman is the one for provide. So what you do, he do something where you don't even want for do it, but you do it because you want for quantity.
Situational infidelity.
So as a man, know your responsibility. No matter how, you should be able to take care of your responsibility in our homes. and make sure say everybody, even though you're not able to provide all, but make sure say you're able to make sure say which is supposed to do, let everybody,
Okay, now as we progress, remember say they watch Unique Online TV and with the broadcast from Waterloo. This is the program we title What You Think You Know, and today we look at infidelity in a romantic or marital relationship. Now, when to walk away in a relationship after infidelity. Imagine we have been in this relationship for so many years and so many acts on the happen of infidelity. When if you say a woman for left the man after infidelity? When?
Well, that question is general because we know say if not a marital relationship, then two people are married. We know say if you're not Christian, if you're not Muslim, or any other belief where you get, we know say if even infidelity happen for come into a relationship, we know say the church, the mosque, family, other quarters, friends, everybody could try for like give their own counseling, talk to her, just let one person walk away. We find out say sometimes somebody can walk away, but many a times people can come from different quarters for let una keep that marriage day. So for say when to walk away after infidelity, we know say this day and age who they okay divorce not a strange thing. People and they divorce now. If you find out say they in a relationship way too stressful, depression they come in, whether it get for be with whatever category of infidelity or other reasons, you can advise yourself. Person will even tell you say this relationship you need for walk away or take some time off. We find out say that's common now. You will hear say people let me married the last 6 months they don't separate. You will hear say people let me married the last 2 years or 1 year they separate. You will hear say people are married in not even 3 months they separate. And if you begin to find out waiting at the reason for their separation then they or then divorce then they maybe get to do with infidelity or other reasons.
Factors.
So for say when to walk away, it's difficult for say. But for that you say infidelity can come into play in a relationship, but after that, two people they see reason for continue.
So when somebody for walk out of a relationship when there's infidelity,
if you find out say this infidelity, it lead to abuse, like physical abuse, the guy side, person only for advise you. Say if this man don't begin behave so because you find out say they into infidelity, they beat you now, do all kind of things, disgrace you just because of this other relationship where they you get to walk away. Okay,
so that takes us into the risk factors under infidelity. That takes us into the risk factor because there are factors we're responsible if when infidelity they occur in a relationship. Yeah. Sometimes there are men if they find out say the woman they cheat, then they beat her. Understand me? So these are so when you see this woman
if the men they find out say the woman they cheat, then they beat the woman. So man and you don't get extra relationship outside a relationship or a marriage, and this in spouse or in partner get for no. Yeah. And of course, if me na a woman, I find out say you as my husband, you they cheat on me. You engage in infidelity, then I happen for prove
of course,
not so just allegation. Then me self want to stand up for me right. Begin for like nag you and they make noise by you and all that. Some man they result into physical violence because of that. Not always if you catch the woman with mano. Sometimes in the day into the infidelity, but if that woman they know it talk. It want for let that change and the woman not get no way for go about it. Most women when they cannot reach to that point in a relationship, they not get no way for go about and pass with quarrel, and noise and all that.
So in a nutshell, you want to tell me say somebody not for quit in relationship because of infidelity?
Well, I know they say somebody not for quitting relationship
But
because of infidelity. But the level of infidelity we're gonna make you quit.
Let's say you don't become addicted to the man, because you got to call this is one factor we're responsible for somebody become infidelity in a relationship because of addiction. Let's say there are men we like sex, always like sex, right? Then it happens say the woman no commensurate for deliver to in desire. They always go out. You know, if you say that kind of woman need for exit that kind of relationship and look out for what we refer to as compatibility.
Sure, but many a times, the man with infidelity, not always they go out because of sex, or not always want the woman for no saying that not the reason we make it go out. Many a times you can keep her from the woman, and we find out say before we great granny then term. If you say somebody we addicted to infidelity, right? Some man then they from where he grow up, where he then at that age where he begin to get relationship, he married, he happen for married and all that, he then into infidelity. Say he old, say they die, he then into infidelity. And we find out so we granny then trade, we great granny then trade, then they live with her.
I just want to forget an holistic saying here. So you have to tell the woman then say they're not for quit their relationship because of infidelity.
Yeah.
Okay. Now make her come to you now, brother man. We don't look at this. Now we're going out to the man point of view. Waiting exactly or wasn't that the decree where infidelity for day in your relationship as a man between you and your wife will go make you exit this relationship?
Yeah, firstly, let me establish the fact that in as much as somebody don't make vows and they say whether it could be traditional, it could be the legal aspect, it could be church or mosque, the day where you don't say I do or I take this person, which means you are forsaking all other relationship outside and you understand, which is also important. So well, some Christian will tell you say no matter how you know for quit, some Muslim will tell you say commodity, some tradition will tell you say for left the relationship because probably if not, especially when I don't born picking it. Everybody society will tell you say let be for the picking there, let be for the picking there, let be for the picking there, and this and that, you know. And a lot of people again they get a perception or that tradition we you don't marry from this person they come and we begin to discriminate them and begin to talk say you don't go left in man. Why not the beer? Of course, like Lutin Loy say the magnitude of the infidelity there. You get some society where some people don't care. You go on today, it will abandon you today and go. You know, some people will tell you say, you know, I made a making point for him. Say you don't go married to this man, you don't go. And some people they tell you say, me man who I get for married to, no matter what you do me, I will be a day. It depends to in terms of for left relationship or quit relationship, it's an individual choice. It's an individual choice. If person say okay, I'm going to quit my relationship, fine. But what you mean they say again, for let we heal from what will happen. For men, women can turn for beer and move on more than men. Men no one for any extra marital relationship with your woman. They're not capable for beer that penny. They are so rare men when they tell you I don't catch me woman with man, then later we settle them again. But it's so common for man them for left them woman them because of that. You understand? So it depends on the society which I will find yourself. So for me it's about choice. If you think even when you don't catch your man or your man, you can still settle with that. Forget about what society they say. Because they say, if I always don't go catch your man, it's still the loot. If you think that's what makes you feel good, go ahead and do it. But it's about open communication. We don't know, say you don't do bad, come out, confess, and make sure, say, you promise you know we'll go to that end day again. And make sure
assuming it keeps repeating itself. Because I mentioned addiction here. And so many factors can push somebody for they involved in infidelity.
Yes,
but assuming you don't go to the extreme, but then you say you can push somebody and reach to the wall. And when that person bounces back, it can be so dangerous.
Yes.
So imagine you don't push you to the wall. You woman don't push. If you say infidelity is a factor for the woman separates,
Some people they even bold and tell you say this now. Me say cause we make you do this thing. People are so bold.
Of course.
When you don't know, say now you don't cause that. You will make the person go out, try for arrest them and settle them so that you not going to repeat itself again. So you understand that is very common. So the day you know see this is not the problem, you arrest them and you move on. Like there are factors. Try for arrest the factor which make the person behave so. Am I treating the person right? Am I communicating the right message? Am I communicating? Because there are some people they are very aggressive. We talk about additional fight. There are certain women, they don't get blow, they don't get armed for hit somebody, but they are psychologically they are very dangerous. They will throw a word at the man, where the man will say, wow, the man will think over that word there for the rest of the life. You understand? So that is also some of the things it's also an abuse. You understand? Economic abuse. People also they abuse the woman economically. Because you don't suspect her, you don't make the way kind of market it the true way. All that also they contribute. But you are not taking care of the kids. If you are taking care of the kids, the woman they will sell. Why you even need to do that? So these are all some of the things that we need to talk about. It's about individual choices. If you can stay with your man because you don't get kids, because you don't want the society to talk about you, because you don't make vows, church or whatever, you say you continue the relationship, fine, it's well and good with you.
And I think say something they will miss, something they will left out.
Okay.
You mentioned infidelity, addiction. You mentioned addiction, just now. And when you ask that question, you keep on saying you think if the woman don't do so, the man not for fan. We forget what the man then.
That's why I'm having 2 years.
Yeah, men see this day and age, man they see infidelity as a way of life.
Okay.
Yeah, I find that out. I observe that.
Okay.
Man then just take infidelity now as a way of life, and that don't push some woman into the wall. Say they self they copy now.
Okay.
They self they make them as a way of life.
Okay.
Especially if it's not a marriage relationship, because if na married relationship, that woman it go get some remorse. That's okay. 1 or 2 person voice they will go here. You say, hey, that ain't a man. Not copy him. You don't need for do so. You don't need this. But non-married relationship, so woman they say don't they make her now a way of life, infidelity. They say don't they copy her now from the man there.
Okay.
That if the man they can go scot-free with her, what about me, the woman? That man there we get a relationship, they go on very well. All of a sudden he begin going to other relationship there, and I not think say I do anything way for her and that. So instead, at the end of the day, instead think say only choice we get, instead get an extra.
Yeah, but you mentioned that thing in the statement, remorse. I believe it's one factor where somebody for look at in every act where happen in a relationship with bad, now remorse.
Yeah.
Right? If somebody remorse for an act where you do, I believe say we need to accept that. Either being man or woman, right? Is that clear? Either the man do unto the woman or the woman do unto the man. But if the fact that the man or the woman come out and apologize and say, please, I'm sorry, and because of ABC, because there are other scenarios wherein another somebody or right side will tell you, say, if the person admits and tell you why he do the act, then accept her and then move on and then correct that act so that's no good.
Now, like they say, it depends on the culture, the society, the person finding himself. Some people not to any bad of you within a society they force them for like go apologize.
Sure.
Hey, but you say which kind of thing this? All man will say go beg you man, or go beg you man. Not which means the beg not come out from inside. It's not a decision from the person. But when somebody genuinely you make a choice, say, or you make a decision, say I'm going to apologize without coercing you out of your own volition. I think that is where the problem comes in, or that's where the solution comes in. But like I say, it's always hard for men to always accept
infidelity as compared to women.
Just like I say, man they see infidelity as a way of life.
So
that
it's
you
always,
the woman, you understand.
That is society.
The society
will
saying
don't accept them.
Yes, the infidelity is just a way of life.
For men.
Yeah, you're not gonna expect that man forget you one grain. Then you tell woman that if you come now, I get a relationship with you now. I find out say they get another relationship. I can't tell you friend or you brother or close person to you. I think say for able for talk some sense into you. The question you ask me, you expect that man for keep you on? Able you safe. You see, or you then go get some funny jokes, so then go get some funny word where they tell you, oh, you know, I let other person help you. Oh, you in a share, all letting and the way it's not supposed to happen, but
as we come to the end of the program,
and again, like they say, it's a way of life. I mean, this is the culture don't subject you to some of them things. The religion don't subject, of course, like the Islam religion. They tell you say you have the right to marry to four women.
Of course.
So that's depending.
Yeah, with a clause, and that's a clause.
The conditional clause. A lot of people they ignore.
Yeah,
you understand. So the conditional clause. People they apply even to boyfriend and girlfriend. You understand? So because women and man, I get the right for the tradition say for married 4 or 5 men. Of course, that is how society is. But until we are able to realize or for accept it, if they do this to me, if I go gladly, I for do that same thing to other person. But if they do this to me, I not go gladly, I not do one to other person. Women, the society don't just subject women to some of that, but I tell you, majority of the women don't like it. They are just being subjected.
Of course, there are women that are very much sincere and honest in their relationship. And for me, holistically, I feel say women them honest in their relationship than men. That's I can say here that the percentage of women the way honest in their relationship is outweighing men that are honest in their relationships. And as we come to the end of this program, I stand on the between now. And what thing will be your statement? You find a statement for this program as far as infidelity is concerned from the women point of view, wherein we not go allow we man them for go out. What thing will be your holistic statement as stand on the between now? We try for a roundup.
Well, from starting to finish, we don't look at various reasons why men and women they go out, and we come to a conclusion that some steps then they will for try for involve into relationships. Then we go try for people partners home. We talk about communication, patience. We can say patience and virtue.
Of course.
Not to everybody get them, but if you try for cultivate them, it can be part of you. Then one big thing where they keep your relationship.
Patience.
You patient.
Okay.
And of course, you try for give that platform, just like I'm a brother say, for communication. Say some people they want for communicate, but they don't get the platform.
Okay.
If you, the woman, not try to create that platform there, because sometimes you get this husband or this partner where they late in our office, or after an office job, you get 1 or 2 other things there for do and for go settle. We within our house, we always see and like no, it don't off. Now other side.
No, other side don't go.
Or it don't off. If not necessarily woman self, we look and say it don't off. You get all that way take past me, it don't go there. So if like we try for keep some of them things that they off, really difficult. Because if you dey lonely, you don't dey home, they wait for your husband or your partner for hours, you expect say don't come, he come. By the time you don't vex, you don't piss off. So if we like try for keep some of them things that they off with thoughts and try for allow patience. Always, I can tell people and say, me, I always try for be very reasonable. I always try for look beyond say, this thing where this person do, it gets a reason for doing. So like many a times, I can always tell my partner, say, if me be the react like I yourself the react, we are not together till
Of course. I like that. Because sometimes, like they say, patient, 2 captain know the ride or captain 1 ship. Right? So like it's always important that the woman then patient more. And me can always say woman for always patient in a relationship than man. Because if they inside them, I can tell me partner say, but woman they get belly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months. If they wait for 1 day picking, they get that patiently. So why not apply the same patience to you and your man so that at the end of the day we'll get some positive results. Thank you very much, Madam Lois, and I hope say I will get you for some another subsequent programs as with the broadcast. Mr. Manskano, now in your closing statement from start to finish, what if you say man them self for do so that then go try for reduce, if not for pull and come out, but for reduce infidelity in them relationship?
Yeah, firstly, before you marry person, you go for make sure it's not the right partner you married. You go for be a friend. You go for be your soulmate. You go for be the person who understand the communication when they get. Otherwise, you go end up for change. And then that is why it is not acceptable, it's not advisable for let somebody go into a relationship. I mean, they just see today, then they propose marriage. No. In the courtship, in the time when they build, that is the time when they, establish quality communication with you, let so that the person will be able to understand you. Otherwise, if the person is able to understand you, you're not able to get a better ground for long and see ourselves as people we're not supposed to part. Una can always get problem because by the time una married, by the time some people can always pull a trick. Of course, during the relationship, although some people can keep most of the tricks, then but as you can also begin spreading tentacles or begin spreading wings, you begin tell you say that this and that. So that is always a problem. But for me, it's about the whole thing is about open communication. If you don't like this, communicate. Say I don't like this. If this is what you are doing to me, also, and also, if you talk about one thing, just now we say the husband always, society don't say the man and the leader of the home. Fine, which is fine. Being a leader is very different from you being a boss. You understand? There are certain man there that was not decreed in the room. We see this is final. Nobody question the answer, the decision. Nobody question it. So anytime you want to make a decision, make sure you sit down with your family, your wife. Let's have a discussion on this. Let's see how we can also plan. I think that is also can prevent. Women function because a lot of people say, maybe try to go fair and street again. All wait I want my man to give me. If they talk to me, money self, I know I they spend them and this and that. So me, I don't see that man do way they can be this and that. So when you create that environment, I think you will be able to make. So as a woman again, it's your fault you get from the communicative. Make sure you make you all the things the way they go right with you. Make them known, especially the sex, which is also important. Make them known. Make them known, say this is what I'm against, I don't like this, I don't like that, let's find a way forward. But the problem again, sometimes when two people they communicate, the other not accept to fault. Because anytime when somebody communicate, the thing no more than I make it can communicate. When you communicate, the one supposed to say, okay, I don't hear you, I not be able to say this to what they do, it's very wrong. But okay, I apologize for this, let there be a room for apology. Everybody's supposed to apologize if the partner communicates, you're not happy with a certain thing. I'm not happy with this, okay, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do this. Make sure say make a vow, so you don't go do them again, you don't do them again. At the end of the relationship, you will go well. But with other than that, you will always continue to have problems.
Okay. In one word, sir, if you say a man for go out of a relationship because of infidelity?
Yeah, like I say, it's a matter of choice. It's about a matter of individual choice. If you think say human come openly and tell you say now this being the makeup in the go out, you look at say okay, you say accept yes, I am the causer. Then you say okay, I'm not gonna do it again. You still accept them. Talk less of waiting the society they say. If you're in a particular community, things say society discrimination they come in, it can still left them go to other society. Like I've seen that people in human don't both or human don't get extramarital affairs outside. It's still like human. So what you do instead everybody they say, if not you, if not me, I the left arm. The guy like him, what you do, left the environment, go live a very peaceful life with him with. And from that day the way the woman make a vow, say, I'm not going back to all of what I have done to you. It don't ever happen again. And they live a very happy life. So and also sometimes the change of environment you also left for solve the problem.
Thank you very much. That now